Hello everyone, my name is John Van Dyke. I'm a bass player with the Hong Kong Philharmonic. These are really stressful, tense times in the world, and so I'd like to share with you my favorite relaxation meditation. It's actually a playing meditation. I use my instrument to help me relax. It takes usually about 15 to 20 minutes, so make sure you have a solid chunk of time by yourself to be able to do it without interruption. You can close the door, you can lower the lights, you can light a candle, whatever you like, it's fine. Just make sure that you're not interrupted. Turn your phone off, put it in the other room, put it on silent, whatever you need to do. Take the time for yourself to relax. The meditation part is simple. It's just mainly breathing. You inhale and exhale through your nose, and you pull the air into your belly. Don't do any kind of shoulder breathing, it's too tense. You want to pull the air down into your stomach area. For bass players, it's basically the area where your body touches the bass, so it's a very convenient reminder. You basically just breathe into the bass. And then, the meditation, I'm going to gradually go through all the different regions of my body and relax them all in order, in succession, starting with my feet and generally traveling upward. What I'm picturing as I'm relaxing and breathing, for example, my feet. When I breathe in, I picture my feet sort of expanding with the air like a balloon. And then as I exhale, the air comes out and takes with it all of the tension. And then I breathe in good energy into my feet, and then when I exhale, all of the tension leaves again. Just breathing gently, naturally, slowly, as I'm going through the exercise. Now, the playing part of the meditation, I usually choose a scale. It's an easy scale. It's a B-flat major 2-octave scale. It's not something I need to think about too terribly much about fingering or anything. And it covers from the range down here, it goes up to here, so it covers different areas of the bass. So I'm able to practice relaxing as I move through all the different ranges of the bass. For a tempo, I usually choose, say, 60 on the metronome. I do 2 clicks for one bow, one note, 2 clicks for one bow, 2 bows on each note. So it's about this speed. About that tempo. Now, once I get a sense of the tempo, I turn the metronome off. Partly because the click, click, click tends to make me tense, but also because as I relax, I tend to want to go slower and slower. I don't need something artificially pushing me faster. As I relax, if I slow down, that's great. So, let me demonstrate how this looks when I start to do it. For the purpose of the video, I'll just play the first octave. I won't go all the way up and down, just to save some time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the first octave up and down and just worry is the wrong word. I'm going to think about relaxing my feet. Just breathing into my feet and relaxing those, making sure they're fully grounded and fully steady. I'm going to play the scale up and down. I'm going to take a breath, and then I'm going to continue and play the same scale again. And the next time will be, say, from my calves up to my knees, the lower part of my legs. And I'm going to gradually work through my body. So it looks like this when I do it. that I'd like to point out. First, as I was starting to play the scale, I had to readjust my feet because they weren't quite comfortable. So definitely take the time to do that. As you're playing, just readjust your posture to make sure you're comfortable. You're going to be here for a while, probably 20 minutes. So you want to make sure you're standing or sitting comfortably. Another thing, I was noticing little pockets of tension suddenly releasing and relaxing as I play. It's like almost little twitches or spasms, which is actually quite nice to notice that there are these places that I didn't know were tense that suddenly let go. A deeper step with the meditation is as I complete each scale, in my head I'm kind of picturing just sort of an outline of my body, and for me it's lit up with a green light, for example. As I complete each scale and I've relaxed that area of my body, I just switch off the light for that area, and that somehow mentally helps me keep that area relaxed, helps it from reactivating. Now that area is off, it's relaxed, I don't need to deal with it anymore. So, my next scale, as I was continuing, my next scale would be from my calves up through my knees. I play a scale to kind of release those. My next scale after that, probably my thighs up to my hips and my butt. For myself, I carry a lot of tension in my butt, especially when I play, always a little bit clenching, trying to do this, so it's incredibly useful for me to remember to release everything. If you notice a little noise happening back there while you're exercising and relaxing, it's all good. That means you're doing it right, so let the air flow, it's fine. My next scale, probably my back. Take my spine all the way from my lower back up towards my shoulders and let that go. And the scale after that would be my shoulders. Now this is another giant area for me for tension. I tend to hold a lot here, holding here. My shoulders, my shoulder blades, all of this area tends to hold a lot of tension. So this is really an important area for me to deeply breathe and let it just pull down. Feel more heavy, feel more like melting into the earth. You can do another level of meditation here, something I think of as shrinking your circle of awareness. What I mean is, when I picked up my bass and I looked out the window, for instance, I can see all the different buildings on my block. That's my circle of awareness. As I play, I choose to think less about that. Maybe after a couple of scales, now I'm only conscious of the building next door. After another scale, maybe my awareness is only my own building, and then only my own apartment, and then only this room. And eventually, what I want is to only be conscious of myself and my instrument. You can think of it as a spotlight on a stage where all the musicians are in the light, and then gradually the spotlight shrinks until more and more musicians are in the dark. They're still there, I'm just choosing to just concentrate on the things that are in the light. And at the end of the scale, it should just be me and my instrument in the light. My next scale, after my shoulders, is to go up into my head and my neck. Be aware, your neck holds a lot of weight. Your head actually weighs 7 to 8 kilos, about 15 to 16 pounds generally speaking. And that's a lot of weight if you're slamming this around. So be gentle to your neck. Moving that much weight around actually goes all the way through your neck, into your back, and go all the way down to your waist, into your legs. So any sudden motion here really affects a lot of other muscles. Be gentle to your neck. Just release your head, let it stay in one place. For me, the muscle going along the back of my neck, where it connects to my skull up here, there's a lot of tension up in there. So that's a ripe area for relaxation. My jawline, I tend to clench my jaw, so release your jaw when you can. The worry lines in between your eyebrows, if you're stressed out about things and worrying about things and you've got this, let those go. That's really important. Your eyes. Don't let your eyes pop around and look at things. Keep them relaxed. You don't need to close your eyes. You can if it helps you relax, but generally speaking, just let your eyelids kind of droop and be a little heavy. And then relax all of the thoughts from your brain and let that all come down and just relax. As you're playing the scale over and over again, you can just use the vibration of the scale to shake out all of the tension. One of the reasons I love playing the bass is you have this great source of vibration. You can feel the floor vibrate, you can feel the instrument vibrate right in your stomach. And this helps me to relax, to feel this vibration, just shaking out all of the tension. So, after I've relaxed from my head down to my feet, there's only 2 more areas to go. That's my left arm and my right arm. Now these 2 are the hardest to relax in a way because they both need to move. But I'd like to point out that relaxation is not being frozen and immobile. Relaxation is movement without resistance. You're not restricting your movement, you're not checking it, you're not stopping it. It's just gentle movement without resistance. So, as I'm relaxing my right arm as I play, I'm checking my shoulder, making sure that that's not too high. I'm checking my upper deltoid here, making sure I'm not holding it out unnecessarily. I'm checking my elbow, making sure I'm not using that too much. My lower forearm, making sure it's not clenching. My wrist is not cracked or tense this way. My hands are not clenching, my fingers are not clenching on the bow. You should be about 1% of energy away from dropping the bow. And if you do drop the bow, more power to you. Good for you. Pick it up, put that 1% of energy back into it, just enough to hold it, and keep going. For my left arm, it's very similar. Again, I'm making sure the shoulder is not high, my deltoid is not high. What I want is the minimum amount of energy necessary to raise my arm. Just there. You may think that having your elbow down is more relaxed, but actually that puts more stress on your hand and your wrist. So it's more relaxed actually to use the minimum energy just to get your hand to the string. And then your fingers, the minimum amount of energy necessary to hold the string down. And that's all you need. Anything more than that is wasted energy, and it's out the window. You breathe it right out. So let me play the scale again. I'll play it one final time, and this time I'll go the full 2 octaves. Again, for the sake of the video, to make it shorter, usually I would spend a full 2 octaves up and down my right arm, and a full 2 octaves up and down just for my left arm. For this video, I'll do 2 octaves on the way up, just to remember my right arm, and the 2 octaves on the way down, I'll think about my left arm. So then it looks like this. that's it. Hopefully at this point you're feeling completely relaxed. I hope that this is helpful. I hope you enjoy it. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay strong.